and then Jen can watch.
So if this is not an outward facing thing, if it sounds like the purpose of this is in order to notify the presenters, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if we wanted to just do a mail merge from our own spreadsheet, is that okay?
That's really, and that's totally okay. And that's actually how I end up doing it. Like, I'll download an Excel report that has it, and then I'll take your email and I mail merge it out. So that is okay to do it. What works with this is it's obviously it lives in the system. So it's easy next year or for years later, if anybody wants to see anything, I can pull it out of the system.
Gotcha.
But if you already have it in an established spreadsheet with all of the rooms and stuff, you don't necessarily have to worry about putting it into here.
Okay.
Because I can just pull it from that or you can pull it from that for the mail merge.
Yeah, because and this also is not talking to Socio at all, right?
It is not. No.
Okay.
So, and there is a separate template that you would use for Socio.
Oh, is there?
Yes. So here, if you wanna stop sharing your screen, I can share my screen, and if I hadn't sent this to you all yet, I will send it as soon as we're done. So Socio has, we created this training document for Socio, and it has everything that you're gonna need. It kind of moves you through everything about Socio. So all of these, like, it explains the basics once you're in the system, everything that you need to know, appearance stuff, so just generally building it, editing it. But the areas that are important here for you all, at least for right now, so here with these features, it tells you every single one of them. Agenda is what you're going to care about the most right now. So if you go to the agenda, it's the schedule, and then there's a template. So you can download the actual template. And then the benefit of Socio versus other programs that we've had in the past is all of this you can upload.
Yeah.
So it has this template, it explains to you what it looks like, what the information is, and then it has the actual schedule. So what you'll do is you can just copy and paste your information into here. So session name, date, start time, if there are any tracks, location, that'll be the room numbers, description, just all of this information that can live in there.
Okay. This is definitely
helpful. And then so from that, when you get into Socio, you'll upload it into there and it'll start populating the information.
Okay. Our guy who's doing the app, Richard, sent something the other day. I want to look at it just to make sure that it lines up with that.
And so I'll send this document to you all.
Okay.
Now, so that way you have it as well, because it kind of tells you everything that you need to know for Socio and how to work it.
Yeah, I think he actually sent it to me. Maybe a little different. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, that'll be helpful.
Yeah.
One of the things that we've been talking through with him has to do with the like tracks and keys and how they show up in there. Do you have any sort of recommendation on, like, we've been talking about that KC sort of badging, so that any session that whatever the presenters indicated with their KC interest, you could put that in there as a badge. It would sort by it and you could show up. He was talking about some where it's sort of like for people who put 6 KCs, it starts looking a little messy.
It starts looking a little messy. Yeah. So for me, how are you all controlling that? Did you limit the number of KCs that they should get sponsorship from, or what aligns most?
When we had sort of talked about this, it was basically going on the presenters. What KCs do they want in there? And then we sent them to the KCs and said, do you want to like sort of badge this or say that this is relevant to your topic? They're going through that right now and coming back to say yes or no. Let me see here if I can find the document. I mean, I think for the most part, I have that.
So what might be helpful in thinking about this, as I've seen it before, is to create one track that just says KC sponsored.
Yeah.
And then in the program description, include which KCs are tagged to it, because then that's only one badge per thing. And then you can put somewhere in the description, these are the KCs that have signed on to this.
That makes sense.
And then you don't have to worry about somebody, because there could be a ton of different tracks, especially if a lot of KCs jump on it, and if it's for specific professional levels or whatever other tracks you're looking at.
Yeah. I'm just kind of trying to roll through our thing here. I mean, I think that 114 session listed some sort of KC. Of that, rough guess is half listed more than one.
Okay.
So yeah, I really like that ability to sort in the app and be able to identify what you want to identify. Is there any way in the app that you can kind of hide those little color badges but still have the ability to sort?
No, unfortunately not. And how it's built right now, because that would be like a system-wide change that the app company would have to do. Yeah. Unfortunately not. It does have to show them.
Cool. Not a problem. All right. So that helps with those two things. I think we will probably hold off on adding everything to the system and having you send the email, and we'll probably just go ahead and do that on our own through a mail merge.
Okay.
I'll double check that with Jen, but the idea of entering every session block and everything like that, I think we can probably it'd just be a little more efficient. Not to. I know she was communicating with you a lot in terms of getting the sessions adjusted, and then I chimed in there when she was out. How are we doing on all that stuff?
So I think I went through and did most of them. Look at this last email. Okay, yeah, I just have to go through and double check them, but it should be pretty much set. The thing is, in changing them in the system, and I think this is where some of the confusion came from some of the people, it doesn't automatically let them know, hey, you've been changed to a poster session or you've been changed to a research session. So they have to just be notified of those changes.
Yeah.
But aside from that, I can go through and make sure that all of these match to the notes that you all sent.
Okay. That'll be good. We'll make sure that everybody knows what type of session they're doing.
Okay.
And then as far as I think we're going to end up continuing to add a few sessions as we go. I'm assuming anytime we move somebody to an accepted position and we need you to send out an email, we just notify you about that change.
Yeah, you all can go into the system and make the change from accept or from reject or hold to accept, and then just let me know this program ID, program title has been changed, and I'll get the email out.
Okay. And then when we are at the point, I'm trying to think of small changes along the way and making sure that we're getting our guy, Richard, the right information. I'm just going in to download this thing again. Is there a way of sorting the sheet of accepted and confirmed sessions by sort of like most recently updated or anything?
It doesn't track like a timestamp of most recent. It'll only track it by like accepted and then the status, whether they've confirmed or not. It won't give me an update on this one was done most recently.
Okay, so we'll want to do like a pretty manual tracking of any changes that we're making.
Yeah.
What are y'all's recommendations in terms of like editing abstracts, changing like session titles? There's a couple of them that I received where it's a little vague what they are, and maybe I was going to recommend presenters like, hey, think about adding the word staff into this so that they know your session's not focused on students.
Yeah. I mean, we do that for annual conference. We tell them pretty clearly that, and I'm double checking, I'm pretty sure it's in the language that we have for the regional conferences as well, of like there may be some edits. And I think it's fine. I'm a fan of it. If it's going to help make their presentation better, then I don't see any reason why not. If it's like a major shift in like, hey, we need to change the entire title of your thing because it doesn't make sense or it doesn't align with your program, for stuff like that, then I would reach out to them to let them know. But if it's like a few words or you're adding a word to make it a little bit clearer, and there's in the submission under program abstract, there's a note that says your text may be edited by the conference planning committee for brevity and or clarity. So you've already let them know. I think it's totally fine. And it's actually one of the things that we do for annual conference. There's a whole group of us that are part of like a team edit, what they call us. And we go through and read abstracts and read titles and make sure that everything makes sense and it's for the right people.
Cool. Okay. What was I just going to ask you? Oh, along the lines of editing, at least in the spreadsheet that I'm working from, there's a lot of places where special characters like apostrophes and ampersands and whatnot are generating, weird text around them.
Weird HTML, yeah.
Yeah. Do you guys have a key going for that at all to clean that stuff up quickly?
We don't. I can check with our IT team to see if there's anything that they do for annual conference that might clean that up. But part of what we did, let me check if we did it for this year. I know when the conference was in Hawaii, we included an option for them to upload a PDF version because there's so many different characters,
right,
and things that were coming through. I can't remember if we have that for you all or not.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, so what I can do is download a full report and include those links, and then you're able to make the changes. Unfortunately, you have to do it manually. I don't know. As far as I know, I don't know of any quick change, but I can check with our team to see if they have anything that does that for them.
Okay, cool. Okay, so the spreadsheet that you've been sending us that has whether a session was offered and confirmed, and then I know I had you add a little bit of extra information in there. Right now I'm bouncing between two sheets, the one that you have that has the confirmed information, and then the one that we've been working with that also has like abstract and presenter information and all that kind of stuff. I don't know if I should just keep doing that or if it makes sense. I don't know if you can even do it to add all that information into that download.
Yeah, what I'm going to do, normally we don't do this until really around this time because it's when it's helpful. I'm going to do a full download of everything that's in the system, and I'll send you the complete spreadsheet. I normally don't send it earlier than this time because it's just a lot of information that you don't really need while you're doing the acceptance stuff. But what I'll do is I'll pull that spreadsheet and I'll send it to you. So that way you can just work off that one. And this one main one is probably what you're going to be using for anything going into socio as well.
Okay.
And it has all the confirmation stuff. It has the abstract stuff. It's normally up until this point when you're ready for scheduling. It's not when you don't really need all of the info up until then.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, great. That's awesome. The application is still open and accepting, I believe. Because we were adding a couple of people in, we were just having them submit through that. Even though it says it's closed, it looks like it's still working.
Yeah, so the link is still live. It should be closed on the actual website. And that's usually how we get people. It's the first barrier that pushes people away is on the website. It'll say that it's passed and it's closed. If you click on the link, it's still active, but that's how we're able to give you all access to continue to add information in there. So yeah, on the website, it's blurred out and it just says learn more. It doesn't have anything, but the links still exist. So if anything, if you don't want the links to exist on the website, you can talk to Richard and have him remove the links because it's a separate button that he added. So we can remove those buttons. Yeah. And then you all just have the direct link to the form.
That's okay. It doesn't seem like it has been a problem. I don't think, unless you all see something that we don't see. So we'll just
no, you'll get the same stuff I get.
Cool. Keep it open and visible. All right. Well, this has been helpful. I appreciate you sharing some.
Yeah, no, of course. Happy to chat. And as anything comes up, it takes a little bit when it's all of the information, it takes a little while for me to download it. So as soon as it's downloaded, I'll send it over to you and Jen so you have it. And if anything else comes up, I'm always happy to jump on a quick call. I'll respond to emails as quickly as I can. I'm based out in Florida. So I'm going to put up some alerts. So I got a little bit of a hurricane heading our way.
I've heard. In your direction?
Yeah, I'm in Miami. So they right now have said it's anywhere between the Keys and Georgia. So
all of Florida.
Basically.
Where are you going to head?
But I should be able to bunker here in my apartment. If not, my husband and I and our dogs will be heading up to, my family lives a little bit further north in Florida. So we'll all go and hunker down together. But it's not my first hurricane, so I'm not too scared about it. We'll just see how it goes. But all that to say that I will have, if for any reason I'm without electricity or anything for a while, we'll have some backup people that'll be able to help and answer any questions that come through.
Cool. I'm just sorry. I wish you the best of luck with that. That's some shit.
Thank you.
I have to, if it snows, that's our biggest version of it.
Yeah.
Nobody's really getting too hurt from that kind of stuff. Earthquakes is obviously a scary one, but you don't see that coming. So, I'm just scanning through the document in terms of the guide and just seeing if there's anything else. It sounds like we still have a few sessions left, and so it sounds like once we get to the final program, we'll let you know about hold, accept, sending out those emails, and then doing a blanket email to everybody who has been moved from hold to out of the system. For that particular group, the ones that have been on hold but are now being moved to rejected, do you need us to give you an individual list of those ones?
That's helpful as well. Yeah, and for any of those, because then, yes, it's helpful for me to know, because it's a blanket rejection. You all can also feel free to let them know, since they've gotten the hold email. You can let them know directly, like, hey, we hit this point. Unfortunately, there isn't much, and I will forward you all as well a copy of the accept, hold, and reject emails that were sent. So if you want to use any of those templates, you can. But feel free you can just send those directly to them to let them know.
Cool, maybe that.
The only thing that is in each of the emails is there is a link that takes them directly to their program. So depending on who you're sending it to, you just have to edit the link with their program ID. So I will leave it'll be like program ID equals, and I'll leave a big something that says insert program ID here, so that you're able to see, and so just pull their program ID and it'll do that for them.
Okay. I think we at some point in time sent a couple of those notices with the wrong program ID. Forgot about that one. Yeah, that's helpful.
Yeah, so that's the only, and that's what's tough about sending them out. And what takes a little bit longer is it's going through and cleaning them up and making sure that we have the right language and the right links.
Yeah. Okay, that makes me think about, I guess when we do that, yeah, we won't have to send them a link to the system or anything.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about those. Okay, no, never mind. Good stuff. Note on percentage of time location. Okay, email. Any recommendations on like the presenter registration membership stuff?
I mean, it's in the language that they get. They know that they're supposed to register. Some of them pretend like they don't see that. So it's just letting them know, yes, you do need to register. I can't remember if you are offering a one-day registration or a presenter registration.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. It's something that you might want to talk to Kat about, because it'll come up. There'll be some people that are really excited to present, and then they all of a sudden they're like, my institution's not paying for me to go, and I can't go for the whole conference. And what it, you know, at a certain balance of like how much work you all have put in to get this scheduled versus offering someone a one-day registration so that they can come in. So, and it's easy enough for us to add that into the system, either a one-day rate. We've also had like presenter rates where they pay like $50 and they just come only to present their session. So that might be something to talk to Kat about, but everybody knows that, you know, it's all over the language that at least the coordinating presenter has to be a member, and that everybody has to be registered.
Yeah. Have y'all ever done anything for presenters who can't get here? Like, I mean, I guess that's what you're talking about, sort of a discounted rate, but like maybe flipping that to think about it in terms of like, you know, apply for an access scholarship or something like that. I don't know what you would call it.
Some of the institutions or some of the regions have done that. They have created these. They have created scholarships. It comes from the region, so the regions might have a travel scholarship or a travel stipend that they'll help with, or a registration stipend. NASPA used to do it for annual conference. We had some partners that we would work with for sponsors on a larger scale that would do specific scholarships. We do have a few, but they're like targeted either for new professionals or mid-level, or sometimes we have them for senior professionals. But that might be something to talk to Kat about as well, and look at the budget and see if there are within the region, maybe not within the conference, but if the region wants to support a scholarship for, you know, it could be a $300 scholarship, and they can apply it to travel, or they can apply it to registration, whatever works best for them.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we just did, I mean, I know for Region 5, we just are in the process of giving out our scholarships right now. So we do have those. We just didn't gear them towards presenters. But this one-day thing is interesting to me. Okay.
Yeah, and I mean, it's
or presenter.
It's done often. Yeah, it's done often enough. There are other conferences that have done it. There are other spaces, something to look at. But it does impact the cost for conference of covering meals. So you want to make sure that it's high enough that it at least covers the expense of whatever meals they might be in during that day.
Yeah. Does it? What do I want to ask you? Do you guys, and how do you enforce it if you're like a registration only?
So normally it's like a different color name badge, but there might be a sticker that says like Monday only, something that, you know, maybe a different color lanyard. We've tried lots of different ways. We're also not super policing of it. Like, I'm not going to be like, hey, your lanyard's a different color, get out.
Right.
But we have talked to people. I have had some people who, when I've been on site at conferences, I was like, oh, cool, you bought this one. And then they come back the next day to check in with me, and they're like, oh, my name badge. And I was like, you bought it from me. Like, I know that you only bought the Monday pass. So do you want another pass? They're like, oh, I thought I bought the whole thing, sorry. And
yeah.
So, yeah.
I get it. It happens. sometimes I feel like there's just like a bit of a tax you pay to do this kind of stuff.
Exactly.
Too much to worry about the little that they're burning it for. So cool. Okay, well, I'll reach out to our registration person and ask about that. Thanks.
Perfect. Yeah, sounds good. All right, well, I'll send you all of these documents as soon as they finish downloading on my end. And then if anything comes up, feel free to send me an email. Let me know.
Sounds good. Thanks a lot.
All right, talk to you later.